Welcome to PyGrad webinar on Python for Big Data. About our company, PyGrad. PyGrad is premium online institution for students seeking computer science career, especially in Python and its industrial applications. We provide complete Python academic solutions from beginners to advanced coders. Our methodology is focused around using academic math and physics to solve problems in Python, thereby creating an interest in students to learn programming. We believe proper programming skills have to be established in students' academics early in order to lay strong computer science foundation. We also help to develop AI projects using Python to help you succeed in college admissions. So, we are complete Python solution provider and hope you will find success with us. Highlights of today's webinar. First, introduction to big data. Second, types of big data. Third, characteristics of big data. Fourth, advantages of big data processing. Fifth, reasons for using Python for big data. And finally, a walkthrough of Core Course 1, Python Beginner, will be discussed with simple Python program using conditional statements with concept explanation. Introduction to big data. Big data is the accumulation of huge volume of data which increases exponentially with respect to time. So it has a large data size with higher complexity. For example, Facebook, the statistics show that Facebook generates 500 plus terabytes of data every day. Types of big data. There are three types of big data. One is structured, the other one is semi-structured, and the third one is unstructured. Structured big data are one with table which has rows and columns. And unstructured data are the data which is produced mostly by social media. We have tons and tons of data like images, videos, which are unstructured, not in a proper format. But in structured, we have a database like SQL database with a table which has rows and columns. Semi-structured is a combination of structured and unstructured. In today's world, unstructured data is of higher quantity than structured and semi-structured data. Now we are going to see about characteristics of big data. Volume. Volume refers to the size of big data. In today's world, we are generating data of size not in gigabytes, it's of zettabytes, petabytes. It is more, large number, big. That is why we name it as big data. And variety. As we have discussed the types of big data, there is variety in data. Some are in fixed format like structured data, and some are not in fixed format like audio, video, images, GIF, etc. So those unstructured data, and then we have semi-structured data. So the variety refers to the types of data. And the velocity. Velocity refers to the speed of data at which it is processed. And variability. It is used to remove the inconsistency in data. Veracity. It is used for knowing the accuracy of the data, the trustworthiness of the data. Visualization. So it helps to understand the data much better, and it is useful for decision making process. And value. Big data with no value is of no use. So always a data should have some value in it. The advantages of big data processing is optimized decision making and improvised customer service, finer operational efficiency, and prior identification of risk. So decision making is optimized when we process the big data, analyze it, and then the customer service will be improved because we will identify what are the strengths and weakness, what are the opportunities and threats by analyzing the big data using the analytic tools. And we can provide the proper services to the customer. Finer operational efficiency. It will be faster in rate if big data has been processed properly. And then risk can be identified earlier itself. There won't be any delay if big data is processed properly. Reasons for using Python for big data. It is open source and it has an extensive library support which has huge machine learning and analytical tools packages. It has data processing support and it is compatible with Hadoop because Hadoop is a famous tool or popular tool for data processing, big data processing and for distribution system. So Python is compatible with Hadoop. Python is easy to learn because the syntax is more or less at a higher level language, and then it is scalable. It has a large community support. So let's have a walkthrough to Core Course 1, which is a beginner course. We have made it into 12 sessions, each session of 1 to 2 hours. The first session deals with Introduction to Python and Turtle. There we will see in depth what is Python, what is its need, and then we will have the exposure to the Turtle graphical user interface, and session 2 handles with variables and data types. How a variable should be declared, the rules of declaration of variables, and what are the data types available in Python. All these will be discussed in detail in session 2 along with some sample programs which can be tried in Turtle as well as the Python IDE. Session 3 deals with fundamentals, like we have mathematics problem which will be solved with programming. So it gives us the depth understanding and it's easy to map with mathematics problem with programming. Session 4 deals with loops, for loop. This also deals with mathematics problem and physics problem. We write program for mathematics problem and physics problem. So it is easier to understand and it is faster to map also, and it's easier to implement programming very faster. In session 5, we will have a look on while loop. So we'll have a conceptual understanding of while loop with flowchart, and then we will have various programs related to maths and physics using while loop. All these sessions will have conceptual discussion, then about the syntax, then about the flowchart, algorithm for each program, and the basic understanding of mathematics problem and physics problem, and then mapping with programming will be done. So the foundation will be very strong. Session 6 handles the conditional statement if, 7 conditional statement if else, 8 conditional statement if, else if, and else. After all these sessions from session 1 to 8, we will integrate all these concepts and then map it with mathematical and physics problems to write programs for the problems. And session 10 will handle functions, how to define functions and how to insert all these learned inside the function. All the concepts which we have learned in the previous session, how we are going to incorporate inside a function will be given a step-by-step approach in session 10. And in session 11, we will integrate functions, loops, and conditional statements. And finally, this is the best part of the course. We are going to develop a game a mini project. So at the end of the core course 1 beginner stage, you will be having a game developed, and that can be added in your academic resume. It is easier to get college admissions when you have a project in your resume. And then let's go deeper into one sample program with a demonstration. So conditional statements. Conditional statements are if, else if, and else. Why it is conditional? Because we specify some conditions in it. Based on the conditions, the following instructions are executed. If the condition passes, some instructions are executed. If condition fails, other set of instructions are executed. So the main thing of conditional statement is a condition and what has to be executed if the condition passes or if it fails. So we are going to develop a program to check if the number is positive. So first we have to declare the number. So declaration of variables is important. So there are rules for declaration of variables in Python. So the rules are, it has to start from the letter, small letter A to capital letter, small letter A to small letter Z. It can be from this letters, or it can be from capital letter Z to capital letter A, from capital letter A to capital letter Z. So these are the rules for the letters, and it can be from numbers also, and it can have only one special character, that is underscore. No other special character is allowed in a Python variable. So what is a variable here? Num. We have declared one variable. What is the use of variable? Values are stored inside the variables. If you want to store some values for making it use in the program, it has to be stored in the variables. That is the rule. So in order to store values inside the variable, we have a assignment operator called equal to that will be used to store values inside the variable. So it is from right to left. So values are stored inside the variable number. Now we have to check whether the number is positive. If it is positive, we are going to print that number. If it is negative, we are going to print it like this is always printed, a statement. Okay, so if it is a positive number, it comes like it is a positive number. Okay, so we are going to check if number is greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, then the number is printed stating that it is a positive number. So print function can be used to print the variable also, and also to print a statement as such. To print a variable, we should not use any double quotes, whereas to print a statement as such, a double quotes can be used. And in order to get the values inside the variables, we are using variables as such. So num comma is a positive number, and print, this is always printed if it is a positive number. This is also always printed if it is a negative number. Like num is equal to -1. If it is greater than 0, what gets printed? Num comma is a positive number. Suppose it is not positive, this is also always printed. Just a statement. You can have like it is not a negative number. Anything can be given. It is not a positive number or it is a negative number can be given in the print statement. So that's all about the positive number. So we shall have a demonstration of this in Trinket, which is an online compiler which can be used by the beginners to learn Python. So we are on the Trinket page. You have to press trinket.io and you will come to this page. You can sign up or sign in with the Gmail account. So on the right hand side on the top, you will see your Gmail account being displayed. When you click that drop down list, you can find new Trinket. You have to press that and go to Python. Once you do that, you will get a page like this. So in this page, you can have a main Python program written here and the output will be displayed on the right side. So I have a program here like num is equal to 3 I have given. So we know variable should be from letters small letter a to small letter z, capital letter A to capital letter Z, or numbers, or it can be one special character underscore. It should not have any other special characters. And the number is assigned to the variable using the assignment operator is equal to. So now we are giving the if statement, if followed by the condition num is greater than 0, then colon, and you're giving the space, and then print. Print can be having a statement with double quotes, which will print that statement in double quote as such, and then the variable's value will be present in the output only if you give the variable name. So variable name without double quotes, if you give the value inside the variable will be displayed, and then comma, it is a positive number. So when you run this, you can see here run. So when you run this, the output will be displayed on the right side. So why PyGrad? With PyGrad, start your journey into developing into a fantastic programmer today. And we take utmost care of your future. We make sure you are ready for the real world applications of Python with our diversity in courses pertaining to Python. So we build a strong foundation by mapping mathematics and physics to Python programming. So that makes this course very unique, and it lays a very great foundation to have more understanding when it comes to the higher level. And when we have a strong foundation, the higher level are easily understood, and it leads to more creation of innovative applications using Python. So sign up with us today. We get you ready for all USA universities so that you can have a more bright future. Thank you so much for watching.